everyone, it's Linda in Belize. I'm going to show listings today in Tarpon Bay. So this is one of the episodes similar to what I did for Secret Beach a while back, and it's an example of what I do as a buyer's rep. I've toured many people around Belize, and if someone likes a specific area or property type, I then provide them with different options. And if I don't know the area, I will actually get an agent who does. For example, when I did my tour of Belize a few weeks back, I wanted to show Hopkins. And so I brought along my friend Kim, who's very familiar with listings there. Now, this is different than what most real estate agents in Belize do because I found a ton of people that only show their own listings. And even when they're doing tours, they do that as well. Now, that's not everybody, of course, but being a buyer's rep specifically means I'm going to go look at many different websites of different brokers to find listings, as well as driving around a specific area to find lots that are for sale, but they're actually not listed on a website. And so this is one of the examples, Tarpon Bay. It's a place where I've shown many different people around, and lots of people have decided to buy there despite being completely unaware of the area originally. So if you haven't seen my videos in the past, I'm a CPA from Canada, a teacher, and a real estate investor, along with being a buyer's rep in Belize. And the reason I decided to become a buyer's rep is to avoid potential conflicts of interest because there is no licensing of realtors and no MLS. So it's really hard to know who's showing only their own listings. And now this is going to be one of the videos on an area, but if you want other areas covered because you're interested in property, make sure you reach out to me so I can prepare them. So this area, Tarpon Bay, is located south on Ambergris, Caye. And I actually lived on the island for about 6 weeks before I even knew this area existed. And so I love taking people down there. So let's take a look at where Tarpon Bay is. So you can see here, there is, right here it says Sala's Kitchen, and that's the Tarpon Bay area. So in proximity to town, here is San Pedro town. If I just make it a little bit bigger here, you can see that there's the San Pedro airport, and there's Estelle's, popular place there, Ramon's Village, the yacht club where I first stayed when I came to the island. And then, of course, if I keep going down, here's Mahogany Bay and Toast, one of my favorite hangouts. So if I keep going, you can see the road keeps going all the way down south here. And eventually we're going to make a turnoff over here to Tarpon Bay. There's nice big signage on the road saying Tarpon Bay. And you come over here and you end up, for example, at Playa de Sala, which I've already shown some pictures of. And I'm going to show a little more details too with a video of the property next. So one of the reasons I take people down to this area is because of Playa de Sala. It is a boutique adult-only resort, and it has a beautiful beach, plunge pool, and fire pit. So because of the $5 Fridays, I often will go down around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday, sit on the beach or jump in the pool, enjoy a cocktail, and then when it's dinner time, head up to the rooftop bar and restaurant to have dinner and watch the sunset. It is the perfect place to do that. It is on the lagoon, but you can see she's created a beautiful beach out there, and it is accessible to anyone who wants to use it. So the first option I want to talk about is a vacant lot that is priced at $95,000, and it is second row. So you can see that this lot is already filled. And another good thing about the area is that it does have power, which saves a lot of money from doing solar panel, which is what you have to do if you're building at other areas on the island, like the Secret Beach area. So if you look at this area overall, there's been tons of construction over the last couple of years. And in fact, these lots used to go for more around the $65,000 price point. So that shows the appreciation in the area. And this particular seller will offer limited financing, likely for about 5 years. And on those, you just have to negotiate, put an offer in, and see what you can get. So now let's take a look at a lagoon front lot on Tarpon Bay. So this one is a firm price of $215,000, and it is a cash deal only. So you cannot do financing on it, but if you're looking for something on the water, this might be great for you. And you can see there's already many houses on this section of the lagoon. So are you looking for something that you don't have to wait for by building? Well, this one might be for you. It's a brand new home in Tarpon Bay on the second row. It has 2 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms. It's 1,278 square feet. And really nice feature is the third floor rooftop veranda. And this one is listed at $399,000. I thought it was worth also talking about a few other beachfront lots on the south side of Ambergris Caye, just so you can compare that to what's available on Tarpon Bay on the lagoon side. So there is a 50 by 100 lot that's $350,000, and it may offer limited financing. There's also some 50 by 60 lots, a little bit smaller ones on the ocean side, and there are two that are side by side. So these ones are 169,000 each, and they're really close to La Serene, that's down south on the island. So if you were to buy both of those lots at 169, then you might be able to negotiate a better price, and of course then you'd have 100 feet of beachfront. And there also are some other ones that might be coming up soon around the 300,000 price point for those lots on the east side. Another point about all the lots going down south there is that they do also have power. So if you're looking for any land down south, make sure you reach out to me, because there are often other ones that I'm not even showing on the video, just because I have to confirm pricing and availability with some of the listing agents. Now I just want to talk about being an investor in any market. Where I always go to check out investment opportunities is into AirDNA. So if you look in AirDNA and you just type the Belize district overall, I haven't picked San Pedro here, because when I do that, it actually excludes areas south on the island and shows San Pedro town. So I've just picked everything. And when I pick the whole Belize district, it's showing a whole bunch of different numbers here. So we're going to ignore all of those for now, because it's not one specific area. But what I want to show is that you can actually look up individual units and see how they're performing. And so AirDNA typically costs money to subscribe to. And if you don't have this available to you, you can always go into Airbnb and just check what a price for a specific property is in each season, see how much it's booked next month and the month after. So that's another way you can look up things. But for right now, I am going to show you a specific property that's located in the Tarpon Bay area. So this is a tiny house that is owned by someone I've met actually in Playa de Sala. And you can see here when I'm hovering over it that the occupancy for the days available, which it says 283 days available, average daily rate was 273, and the occupancy was 57%. So those are kind of numbers that you can look at as you're trying to do a rental budget. And if you're not looking at numbers for rate and occupancy, you're not going to really get the proper representation of the market. The other thing is that this is just an overall occupancy for these days, and you don't know when they had it available. So even this isn't going to help you specifically for your budgeting. So if you need more help with budgeting for an investment property, reach out to me. But now let's just take a look at this particular property. So this is right on the lagoon, and it's a really beautiful house. And you can see here, if we go in to check the dates, you can see what the availability is for the specific property. So you can see that many of the days are blocked out already for February and March, and only a couple of days booked in April so far. But again, you could always pick. If you didn't have AirDNA available to you, you could just pick to see for 1 week what is the actual price of the unit. So you could see 317. Mine's showing Canadian just because I have a Canadian Airbnb account. So you can kind of see what the property is going for. And again, if you were thinking of building in here, I would recommend trying to stay in a property here, especially if you're going to live in the area, just to see how you like it. And Playa de Sala is obviously a great place to check out, but that means Airbnbs are also an option for you. So again, all I wanted to talk about in this slide is if you are an investor and someone's telling you that you're going to make money, make sure you verify by doing a complete rental budget. And if you're wanting to live in the area, the two recommendations I have is come check it out in person, not just by video. Come both in rainy season and in dry season. And if you can, definitely rent in the area for at least a period of time to get an idea of whether you like living in the area. Thanks for watching, and make sure you reach out if you're interested in any of these properties. And if you're not sure about Belize, if you're trying to move here, check out my tour videos, as we are having our next tour coming up starting on March 9th.